Patrick Qualiano and Milton Justice will begin in-person classes in New York on April 13th. Milton is teaching in Krakow, Poland and Bucharest, Romania beginning April 8th and in Paris, France on May 4th. For more information, go to www.theactorlab.nyc or email info@theactorlab.nyc.
We once again need to revisit the concept of talking out. What needs to be clear, maybe from the outset, is talking out is meant to help you own the thinking, own what is going on underneath, own what is subconscious. It's there to help you really own what the ideas are. Because, in a sense, what you're doing is I'm putting these thoughts into my own words so that I'm sure I understand them. And that's the important thing. I need to make sure I understand them. Now, this, kids, is where we all go too fast. This is where we go really fast because we don't take the time to realize two things. One, that we don't really understand it until we take the time to understand it, on the one hand. But the other is these are places that are opportunities for us to explore our creative impulses. Once I get them, once I understand it, the next time I talk something out, I don't have to do that again. In other words, the purpose of talking out is not to find something that works every time. That's not the purpose. I'm trying to own the thinking. I'm not trying to come up with dialogue. My job is not to write an alternative script that is the script called, and this is what's going on. And I'm telling you something, if you can get this, it's going to save you.
You know, I find that it saves time. Talking out, if I don't talk things out, if I don't end up doing the prep the right way. And I think I'm going to jump in, you get an audition, it's due in less than 24 hours. I'll just there's so many moving parts. I've got to do 3 different setups, 3 different scenes or whatever. And I'm just going to jump in and do it. And what? Assume I'm going to be brilliant? But if I take the time to build a relationship to the place and the partner and what I'm doing and what happened before and what I'm doing while I'm listening, how I'm reacting, what I'm hearing as I'm listening, giving myself a playground, building a playground with those elements, it does go quicker. And then I get it in a take. And if I do it the other way, I'll just jump in and do it. I don't have time. It's take after take, and this is shit, and it's not giving me anything, and it's a more negative experience instead of a positive, enriching, healthy experience where I get something creative.
When Matthew was working on one of the songs, Luck Be a Lady Tonight, and he has a really nice voice, that he was building it, and then when we went back and did it the second time, well, first of all, it was like he didn't trust it. But then when he did finally trust it, the song became a different song, and it became a really interesting song. He gave himself permission to really talk over, under, around it, through it, just to really keep talking around until he got it. Then the next time he did it, he didn't have to do so much. And by the third time he did it, he almost had to do nothing.
Is it like looking for a mindset?
It is not like looking for a mindset. It is looking for a mindset. But once you get the mindset, you have it. Does that make sense, Vienna? Because you sent some very interesting work this week.
It does. It does. And it takes some of the work off of having to go back and get that thing that I think I found. Because that's I'm like, wait, I had that thing. Okay, wait, let me see if I can grab that and then add that into all of this other stuff. It feels like, yeah.
I start going really wide where it goes. And then each time I do it, it takes less and less to get into the mindset again, or to connect to what I mean. I mean, and look, you got to be careful. When Sam says the word mindset, I think, oh, good, he wrote that down. It's like now we have a science experiment. You have to be really careful with acting vocabulary words. Yeah, sometimes it's mindset, but it's like, I like what's going on. When I was working with Matthew, Sky Masterson sees Nathan Detroit. And I said, so why do you speak to him? It's like sometimes it's the why. We have a lot of tools. And if the answer to why I speak to Nathan Detroit is built into it. So first, we've talked recently about building an attitude towards your partner. So if my attitude as Sky Masterson towards Nathan Detroit is oh God, this guy's always got to hustle. That's my attitude towards him. I know Nathan Detroit. He's always got to hustle. And so when I see him, the thought that goes through my mind is, oh, can't wait to hear what this is. Then I have the scene. And maybe I don't even need to ask why am I talking to him. The fact that I'm so amused with what Nathan Detroit's going to come up with this time. And that's what the whole scene is about. Eventually you're talking out from the character's point of view. But I do understand that you have to like your choices. That's really important. Now, what Anthony was doing for his audition was he was talking out the character's point of view, and he was owning the character's point of view, but the problem was he was owning the character's point of view from Anthony. And so it's like he didn't add that other element, which is, who is this dude? This is why you have to be so careful. You will go to your relationship to something so easily. Working with an actor who is trying to find something they can play, that they enjoy playing, is important. And perhaps that is another level of talking out, which is kind of what Anthony, my friend Anthony, was doing. He was talking out, getting to the point where he enjoyed the idea of playing this character. All these technique things that we have are the little steps that we make. The little steps that we make along the way. The first thing we do is learn how to connect. The tools I have are all the same tools. All I'm doing is using them in a different way for a different need that I have. I can build anything. That to me is what it's all about, and also the fun of it. The fun of it. When you're talking out, you are not talking out to find something that works every time. It may, by the way. What you're doing when you're talking out is, do they use the word etude at your school, Severin?
Yes.
Yeah. We've started using the word etude every place because the word improvisation makes people think they need to do a punchline. So it's using the word etude. So it's an etude that says I need to build a few things that help me play this character. And so sometimes it's a past. Sometimes something else. I think I told you, Mattior is doing a movie in Rome, and he discovered the Proust questions. And he said, do you think answering the Proust questions are a good idea? And I said, hell yes, I use them for fill in the blanks all the time. And not all of them, but as the character, answering questions like, what is your greatest fear? I mean, that's one of the Proust questions. Maybe answering that particular question will give you an insight to the character. All of these things are helping us get into how does this character see the world. Severin stole his from where? Do you remember where you stole it from?
Yes, from this Polish author. Yes,
Okay.
about immigrants.
It was really good, and he said, "Okay, I have to confess, I stole it from him." But of course, you steal it. You know, the talent. I mean, we all steal. The talent is stealing well. If he has the talent to figure out that this Polish author wrote about something that he can steal from, well, hell yes. And Severin has a much more interesting life than most of us.
I think that's at the heart of that question that I was asking a couple weeks ago about when I think it was James emailed you, and then I piggybacked on his question about how to use things from that we see is about like stealing, that it feels like cheating, but like cheating is okay sometimes. Is where I'm getting to. Yeah.
It's not okay sometimes. And it's not cheating. That's really the wrong word. I mean, what else were you going to do?
Yeah. And that's what I think that I got in my head about it. Like, you know, oh, I saw this in the real world. Like, I can't use that. I need to wholesale create something in my imagination.
God,
but
no,
that's not the case. Yeah.
No.
I just did that thing I do where I overcomplicate shit, you know.
I know.
My specialty.
I really love the word steal because I feel so mischievous about it.
We not just steal from it, we learn from it. We realize our limitations, and it's important for us to realize our limitations because it helps us. It helps us expand. If I get stuck only having the world through my point of view, this is going to be so uninteresting.
Stella said something once about life is not you. Life is outside you. And maybe we're all trying to, like Yolandi said, we're trying to work from ourselves only and build things from ourselves. But that we have help if we open ourselves up to poetry and go to museums and architecture or fucking animals, anything that can feed us, and that we don't have to just try and see something. Maybe that's not your way in. Maybe you need to find other ways into yourself, or feed you rather, and not just think, well, I'm going to build it now on my own. And maybe that's where Severin stealing comes in, that we have to go to museums and go steal things, or read a book, or maybe it's a poem. But
yeah,
it's not just us. You're not alone.
If you shift your mind, you start seeing, not to, be too fancy about it, but you start seeing art everywhere. You start seeing the drama. You start seeing the exciting things, and how I don't know, how things are bigger than you were letting them be. I don't know.
But I do think you kind of have to train yourself to do it. I mean, search out things that you see in life. And if you're not searching out things that you see in life, you are not going to see anything in